Welcome to our channel. Today we will embark on a deep and transformative journey, exploring concepts that could revolutionize the way we see happiness and purpose in our lives. Our focus will be on the work of one of the most renowned contemporary philosophers, Luc Ferry, especially his acclaimed book, 7 Ways to Be Happy. But we won't stop there. We will build a bridge between Ferry's ideas and an ancient and powerful Japanese philosophy, Ikigai. Your reason for being, your life purpose. For those of you seeking more than just survival, longing for a life with meaning, fulfillment, and genuine happiness, this video is an invitation to reflect, to reconnect with yourself, and to discover practical tools that will help you build the life you've always dreamed of. Get ready to uncover how philosophy can be a powerful ally in your daily life, offering not just answers, but above all, the right questions for your self-awareness and growth. Luc Ferry, with his clarity and depth, challenges us to rethink the very concept of happiness, often distorted by unattainable ideals. He invites us to seek lasting serenity, a joy that resides in the way we live and relate to the world. And Ikigai, in turn, offers us a map to find what moves us, what makes us get out of bed every day with enthusiasm and passion. The combination of these two perspectives is a true treasure for those seeking a more fulfilling and happy existence. Throughout this video, we will delve into each of the 7 ways to be happy proposed by Ferry, unpacking their meanings and practical implications. Next, we will explore the universe of Ikigai, understanding its pillars and how to apply it to uncover your purpose. And most importantly, we will bring practical exercises and inspiring stories of women who, just like you, sought and found their own version of happiness and purpose. Stay with us until the end, as each minute will be a valuable investment in yourself. Shall we begin? Luc Ferry, a highly influential French thinker, invites us to a deep reflection on happiness, a theme that at first glance seems simple but reveals itself to be complex and multifaceted under philosophical scrutiny. For Ferry, happiness in the sense of a constant and uninterrupted state of euphoria is an illusion, a chimera that modern society sells us. He argues that the relentless pursuit of this idealized happiness can, paradoxically, lead to more frustration and unhappiness. Instead of fleeting and passing happiness, Ferry proposes the pursuit of serenity. Serenity, for him, is not the absence of problems or challenges, but rather the ability to face them with balance, resilience, and an inner peace that is not easily shaken. It is the acceptance of life's impermanence, the understanding that pain and joy are intrinsic parts of the human experience. This perspective is a relief for many women who feel pressured to always be happy, to display a perfection that does not align with the reality of life. Ferry reminds us that philosophy, since antiquity, has been a tool for dealing with fear, especially the fear of death and loss. The great philosophers, from Epicurus to the Stoics, sought ways to live a good life, an existence that, even in the face of adversity, could be lived with dignity and meaning. In this context, happiness is not a destination but a path, a daily construction involving self-knowledge, conscious choices, and a constant search for meaning. He criticizes the contemporary view of happiness, often linked to consumption, material success, and external validation. For Ferry, this pursuit of ready-made happiness distances us from ourselves, prevents us from looking inward and from finding the true sources of joy and fulfillment. True happiness or serenity resides in the capacity to love, admire, learn, create, act, and emancipate oneself, topics he explores in 7 Ways to Be Happy. It is crucial to understand that Ferry is not a pessimist. On the contrary, his philosophy is an invitation to realism and action. He encourages us to embrace life in its entirety, with its lights and shadows, and to find beauty and meaning even in the most challenging situations. Serenity, therefore, is a state of mind that is cultivated, a skill that develops over a lifetime, and that allows us to navigate the turbulent waters of existence with more ease and wisdom. For our audience, women over 30, Ferry's perspective is particularly relevant. Many of you have already experienced the pressures of adult life, social expectations, career challenges, family and relationships. The idea that happiness is not a constant state, but rather a continuous construction can be liberating. It allows you to let go of the guilt of not being always happy and focus on cultivating a life with more purpose and serenity. It's about finding joy in the small things, in connection with others, in continuous learning, and in the ability to reinvent yourself. It's about living authentically, aligned with your deepest values and desires. Luc Ferry, in his work, 7 Ways to be Happy, unfolds the complexity of the pursuit of serenity in 7 fundamental pillars. Each of these pillars represents a dimension of human experience that, when consciously cultivated, can lead us to a fuller and more meaningful life. Let's explore each of them, understanding how we can apply them in our daily lives. 1. Love, the transformative power of affection. For Ferry, love is the first and perhaps the most powerful way to be happy. But he does not refer only to romantic love, but to love in its many forms: love for children, family, friends, humanity, and even love for life itself. Love, in this context, is the ability to connect deeply with others, to give oneself, to feel empathy and compassion. It is the overcoming of selfishness and openness to otherness. In the contemporary world, we often find ourselves isolated, immersed in routines that distance us from genuine human connections. Ferry reminds us that happiness, or serenity, blossoms in relationships. When we love, we become vulnerable, but we also open ourselves to an inexhaustible source of joy and meaning. Love takes us out of ourselves and projects us into the world, into others, into life in its fullness. It is in the act of loving and being loved that we find one of the deepest meanings of existence. For women, who often balance multiple roles, professional, mother, wife, daughter, friend, love manifests in various ways. It is love that drives them to care, nurture, and build. But it is essential to remember that self-love is the foundation of everything. Loving oneself with all imperfections and qualities is the first step to loving others in a healthy and constructive way. Cultivating relationships based on respect, trust, and reciprocity is vital for a happy life. 2. Admire, the ability to wonder at the world. Admiration for Luc Ferry is the ability to marvel at the beauty and grandeur of the world, whether in nature, art, music, or even in the small things of everyday life. It is openness to the transcendent, to that which elevates us and makes us feel part of something greater. In an increasingly fast-paced and material-focused world, admiration invites us to pause, observe, contemplate, and recognize the beauty that surrounds us. To admire is an antidote to boredom and routine. It is the capacity to find the extraordinary in the ordinary, to be enchanted by a sunset, a work of art, a child's intelligence, or the complexity of a flower. This capacity for admiration connects us with the sacred, even in a secular context, and allows us to experience moments of ecstasy and gratitude. It is a way to nourish the soul and expand our perception of reality. For those seeking a richer and more meaningful life, cultivating admiration is a daily exercise. It can be through reading a good book, visiting a museum, taking a walk in nature, or simply a moment of silence to observe the sky. Admiration reminds us that life is a gift, and there's always something new and beautiful to discover, even in the most challenging moments. It is a way to keep the flame of curiosity and wonder alive. 3. Emancipation, the search for freedom and autonomy. Emancipation in Ferry's thought is the pursuit of freedom and autonomy, the ability to think for oneself, question dogmas, and build one's own path. It is the liberation from social, cultural, and psychological constraints that prevent us from being who we truly are. Emancipation is a continuous process of self-knowledge and deconstruction of limiting patterns. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with external information and expectations, emancipation becomes an act of courage. It is the ability to say no to what does not serve us, to set boundaries, to defend our values, and to make decisions aligned with our inner truth. It is the pursuit of a freedom that is not only external, but, above all, internal. For women, emancipation has an even deeper meaning. It is the fight for equality, recognition, and voice. It is breaking stereotypes and building an authentic identity, free from impositions. To emancipate oneself is to empower oneself, to take control of one's own life, and to build a future that reflects one's dreams and aspirations. It is an invitation to be the protagonist of your own story, to challenge the status quo, and to inspire other women to do the same. 4. Broadening horizons, opening to the new and the unknown. Expanding the horizon for Ferry means being open to the new, the different, the unknown. It is the ability to step out of the comfort zone, to explore new ideas, cultures, and experiences. It is intellectual curiosity and the desire to learn and grow constantly. In a constantly changing world, openness to the new is essential for our adaptability and our capacity for innovation. This broadening of horizons can take various forms, through reading, travel, learning a new language, contact with people from different cultures, or even exploring new areas of knowledge. It is the pursuit of a broader and deeper understanding of the world and ourselves. It is breaking down prejudices and building a more diverse and inclusive view of reality. For women seeking to develop and reinvent themselves, broadening horizons is a path with no return. It is an opportunity to discover new talents, explore new passions, challenge oneself, and grow in all dimensions of life. It is an invitation to be an eternal learner, to embrace change, and to see each new challenge as an opportunity for expansion. It is about building a life rich in experiences and lessons that make you a more complete and fulfilled person. 5. Learning. The pleasure of knowledge and continuous development. For Luc Ferry, learning is an inexhaustible source of happiness and fulfillment. It is the pleasure of acquiring new knowledge, developing new skills, and expanding our understanding of the world. In a society that values information and innovation, continuous learning becomes not just a necessity but a passion. Learning is not limited to formal education. It can be the acquisition of a new hobby, a new language, a new technology, or even a deepening of a subject that fascinates us. It is the pursuit of continuous intellectual and personal growth. It is the ability to adapt to changes, solve problems, and stay relevant in a constantly evolving world. For women seeking to stand out in their careers, who want to stay updated, and who crave ongoing personal development, learning is a fundamental pillar. It is the opportunity to reinvent oneself, explore new areas of expertise, and become a reference in one's field. It is an invitation to be an eternal student of life, to embrace curiosity, and to see each new challenge as an opportunity for growth. It is about building a solid knowledge base that enables her to achieve her goals and live a more purposeful life. 6. Create. The expression of essence and the materialization of ideas. Creation, in Ferry's thought, is the expression of our essence, the materialization of ideas, and the ability to leave our mark on the world, whether in art, writing, music, cooking, gardening, or any other form of expression. Creating is an act of freedom and self-knowledge. It is the ability to transform the abstract into concrete, to give shape to our thoughts and feelings. Creating is a process that involves passion, dedication, and often overcoming challenges. It is an opportunity to express our individuality, to share our worldview, and to contribute something unique to society. It is a way to find meaning and purpose, to feel useful, and to leave a legacy. Creation connects us with our deepest essence and allows us to experience the joy of achievement. For people seeking a way to express their creativity, to materialize their dreams, and to leave their mark on the world, creation is a powerful path. It can be through a professional project, an artistic hobby, writing a book, or even creating a welcoming environment in your home. It is an invitation to explore your talents, develop your skills, and share your passion with the world. It's about building a life that is a work of art, reflecting your individuality and inspiring others to create as well. 7. Acting, the transformation of the world and the search for a greater purpose. Action, according to Luc Ferry, is the ability to transform the world around us, to engage in causes that matter to us, and to contribute to a greater purpose. It is the overcoming of passivity and the pursuit of a positive impact on society. Acting is an act of responsibility and solidarity that connects us with our humanity and allows us to experience the joy of making a difference. This action can manifest in various forms, through volunteering, engaging in social causes, participating in community projects, or even small daily acts that contribute to a better world. It is the pursuit of a meaning that transcends the individual, connects us with the collective, and allows us to experience the joy of belonging to something greater. For people seeking a greater purpose in their lives, who want to make a difference in the world, and who yearn for a positive impact on society, action is a fundamental pillar. It is an opportunity to engage in causes that passion them, to use their talents for the common good, and to inspire others to act as well. It is an invitation to be an agent of transformation, to build a fairer and more equitable future, and to leave a legacy of love and solidarity. It is about living a meaningful life that transcends the individual and contributes to a better world for everyone. Now that we've explored Luc Ferry's 7 ways to be happy, let's delve into an Eastern philosophy that has been gaining increasing prominence in the West, Ikigai. Originating from Okinawa, Japan, Ikigai can be translated as the reason for living or the reason for being. It is the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. It is the pursuit of a purpose that brings joy, fulfillment, and meaning to your life. In a world where many people feel lost, directionless, or without a clear sense of purpose, Ikigai emerges as a beacon. It invites us to look inward, to reflect on our passions, talents, values, and the impact we want to have on the world. It is a process of self-discovery that leads us to a state of flow, where we feel engaged, motivated, and in full harmony with our true selves. The concept of Ikigai is not about finding a single, grand reason to live, but rather about discovering the small joys and purposes that drive us each day. It is about finding a balance among the different dimensions of our lives so that all contribute to our well-being and personal fulfillment. It is a philosophy that encourages us to live intentionally, to value the present, and to cultivate meaningful relationships. The pillars of Ikigai can be visualized in a Venn diagram, where the overlap of 4 major areas reveals your purpose. 1. What you love, passion. What makes you vibrate, gives you energy, that you would do even if you weren't paid for it. These are your hobbies, interests, and favorite activities. 2. What you are good at, vocation, your skills, talents, and areas where you excel. It can be something you've learned or something that comes naturally to you. 3. What the world needs, mission, the needs of the world around you, the problems you'd like to solve, the causes you support. It is your desire to contribute to something greater than yourself. 4. What you can be paid for, profession, what you can do to generate income, support your life and dreams. It can be your current job or something you'd like to turn into your source of livelihood. The intersection of these 4 areas is your Ikigai. When you find something you love, are good at, that the world needs, and for which you can be paid, you reach a state of fulfillment and purpose. However, it is important to emphasize that not all areas will always be perfectly aligned. Ikigai is a continuous process of adjustment and improvement, a journey of self-discovery that lasts a lifetime. Ikigai offers a powerful framework to reevaluate your life choices, careers, relationships, and goals. Many people may be in a transitional moment, seeking a new meaning for their lives, or simply wishing for more alignment between who they are and what they do. Ikigai invites them to explore their dormant passions, recognize their talents, identify the needs of the world around them, and find ways to monetize their skills in a meaningful way. It is a tool to build a life that not only pays the bills, but also nourishes the soul and brings theory without practice is like a map without a destination. For Luc Ferry's ideas and the Ikigai philosophy to truly transform your life, it is essential to apply them in your daily routine. Thinking of you, who seek concrete tools to cultivate serenity and find your purpose, we have prepared some practical exercises. Do them calmly, reflect on your answers, and allow yourself to discover new perspectives. Exercise 1. The Serenity Journal. This exercise is inspired by the pursuit of serenity proposed by Luc Ferry. The goal is to train your mind to recognize and value moments of peace and balance, even amidst chaos. How to do it? 1. Choose a notebook or app. Have a dedicated place for this journal. 2. Daily, at the end of the day, set aside 10 to 15 minutes to reflect on your day. 3. Answer the following questions. What were the 3 moments of serenity you experienced today? It can be something simple, like a quiet coffee, a moment of silence, a meaningful conversation, completing a task, or contemplating something beautiful. How did you react to a challenge or stressful situation? Was there a moment when you managed to stay calm or find a balanced solution? Describe. What did you learn about yourself or about the world today that contributed to your inner peace? Which of the 7 ways to be happy, love, admire, emancipate, broaden horizons, learn, create, act, did you practice more consciously today? How did it make you feel? 4. Be specific. Instead of, I had a good day, write, I felt serenity listening to song X while working, or I managed to stay calm during meeting Y, which gave me a sense of control. 5. Frequency. Try to do this exercise for at least 21 days to build the habit. You will notice a change in your perception and your ability to find serenity. Benefits. Increases awareness of positive moments, develops resilience, strengthens the ability to handle stress, and promotes a more balanced view of life. Exercise 2. The Personal Ikigai Diagram. This exercise is the foundation for you to start mapping your own Ikigai. It will help you visualize the intersection between your passions, talents, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. How to do? 1. Draw 4 large overlapping circles. On a large sheet of paper, draw 4 circles that intersect in the center. Label each circle. Circle 1, what you love. Circle 2, what you are good at. Circle 3, what the world needs. Circle 4, what you can be paid for. 2. Fill in each circle. What you love. List everything that gives you pleasure, makes you lose track of time, your hobbies, your interests, the causes that move you. Don't censor yourself. Write down everything that comes to mind. What you are good at. List your skills, talents, and competencies, both professional and personal. Ask friends and family what they think you excel at. Include both technical and interpersonal skills. What the world needs. Think about the problems you see in the world, local or global, the needs of people around you, and social or environmental causes that touch you. What would you like to change or improve? What you can be paid for. List your current sources of income, as well as other ways you could generate value and be compensated, considering your skills and passions. 3. Identify the intersections. Now, look at the areas where the circles overlap. Passion, what you love, plus what you are good at. What do you love to do and do well? Mission, what you love, plus what the world needs. What do you love to do that the world needs? Vocation, what you are good at, plus what the world needs. What do you do well that the world needs? Profession, what you are good at, plus what you can be paid for. What do you do well that can generate income for you? 4. Find your Ikigai. The central area where all 4 circles meet is your Ikigai. What activities, projects, or ideas fit into all these categories? If there is not one single thing, don't worry. Ikigai can be a combination of several things or a continuous search process. Benefits: clarity about your values and talents, identification of potential career paths or personal projects, increased motivation and sense of purpose. Exercise 3. Inspired action. This exercise aims to unite Ferry's ideas about action and your Ikigai discoveries, transforming reflection into movement. How to do. 1. Review your previous exercises. Look at your Serenity journal and your Ikigai diagram. 2. Choose an area of focus. Identify an area, whether one of Ferry's 7 ways or an intersection of your Ikigai, that you feel needs more attention or inspires you to act. 3. Define a small action. Think of a concrete, small, and achievable action you can take in the next 24 to 48 hours to advance in this area. The key is to start small to create momentum. Examples. If your Ikigai points to helping people with finances, your action could be research a free online course on financial education or offer help to a friend with household budgeting. If you want to practice admire and Ferry, your action could be spend 15 minutes in silence observing the sky or visit an online art gallery. 4. Execute the action. Do what you set out to do. 5. Reflect. After the action, write in your Serenity journal. How did you feel when performing this action? What impact did it have on you or the people around you? What did you learn from this experience? Benefits. Turns theory into practice, creates a virtuous cycle of action and reflection, increases self-confidence and a sense of achievement. Nothing is more inspiring than seeing theory turn into reality in the lives of real people. The following stories are examples of women who, in different ways, applied Luc Ferry's principles of serenity and the pursuit of Ikigai, transforming their lives and finding a deeper purpose. They are fictional, but reflect common and inspiring experiences. Anna, 38 years old, was a marketing manager at a large company. Despite professional success, she felt a growing emptiness. The pressure for results, exhausting routines, and lack of time for herself and her family left her exhausted and dissatisfied. She felt trapped in a golden cage. Upon encountering Luc Ferry's ideas, Anna began to question the relentless pursuit of happiness based on external achievements. She realized that her true need was serenity and the ability to emancipate herself from others' expectations. She started practicing the Serenity Journal, identifying small moments of peace in her day, such as breakfast with her children or reading a book before bed. Meanwhile, Anna discovered Ikigai. In the personal Ikigai diagram, she realized that she loved creating and connecting with people, what she loved and was good at, and that the world needed more sustainable and accessible solutions for consumption, what the world needed. She identified that she could be paid for this by developing eco-friendly products. Based on these discoveries, Anna made the brave decision to leave her job. It wasn't easy, and there were moments of fear and uncertainty, but she held on to her new understanding of serenity and purpose. She started a small business selling eco-friendly cleaning products, handmade. In the beginning, her income was lower, but the satisfaction was immense. She was creating something she loved, that was good, that the world needed, and that supported her. Today, Anna has a growing company with an engaged team and loyal customers. She works more hours than before, but with a purpose that energizes her. She found her serenity not in the absence of challenges, but in her ability to face them with passion and alignment with her values. Her story is a testament to how emancipation and the pursuit of Ikigai can lead to a truly happy, professional, and personal life. Beatrice, 45 years old, dedicated most of her life to raising her children and supporting her husband's career. She always loved to paint, but art took a back seat for years. With her children grown, she found herself with more time, but also with a sense of loss of identity. She felt she had forgotten who she was beyond her family roles. Luc Ferry's 7 Ways to Be Happy resonated deeply with Beatrice, especially the idea of learning and creating. She realized that her admiration for art and her desire to express herself were sources of serenity she had neglected. She decided to start painting again, initially as a hobby, but with the intention of delving deeper. By exploring Ikigai, Beatrice clearly saw that she loved to paint and was good at it, her passion and vocation. She also realized that art could be a way to express emotions and stories that the world needed to hear, her mission, and that over time she could be paid for her works, her potential profession. Beatrice started attending painting classes, visiting exhibitions, and connecting with other artists. She felt the joy of learning again, of broadening her horizons. Over time, her paintings began to gain recognition. She participated in small local exhibitions and, to her surprise, started selling her works. The act of creating became her main source of joy and purpose. Today, Beatrice is a recognized artist in her community. She does not seek fame or fortune, but the satisfaction of living her passion and sharing her art with the world. Her story shows that it is never too late to rediscover talents, and that the pursuit of serenity and Ikigai can lead us to a life of deep, personal fulfillment, even after years of dedication to other roles. Carla, 52 years old, was a successful executive at a multinational company. She reached the top of her career but felt that something was missing. The pursuit of more power and recognition no longer motivated her as before. She was seeking a greater purpose for her influence and experience. Luc Ferry's ideas about acting and broadening horizons made her reflect on the impact she could have beyond financial results. She realized that her serenity would come from a more meaningful contribution to society, using her position for the greater good. In the context of Ikigai, Carla identified that she loved leading and developing people, what she loved and was good at. She also realized that the world needed more ethical and conscious leaders who inspire positive change, her mission. And of course, she was already paid for her leadership ability, her profession. Carla decided to channel her energy into creating mentorship programs and developing female leadership within the company. She began to act more intentionally, using her influence to promote diversity and inclusion. She also volunteered for a board of an NGO that supported female entrepreneurship. This shift in focus gave Carla a new sense of purpose and serenity. She continued to be a successful executive, but now with a much deeper meaning. Her story demonstrates that Ikigai does not necessarily require a radical career change, but rather a reorientation of energy and intention. It's about finding your purpose within what you already do, or expanding your actions into areas that resonate with your deepest values. Carla became an inspiring leader who not only achieves results, but also transforms lives and leaves a positive legacy. We have reached the end of this inspiring journey, but the real work, the true transformation, begins now, with you. We explored Luc Ferry's profound reflections on the pursuit of serenity, demystifying the idea of unattainable happiness and inviting us to cultivate an inner peace that resides in how we live and relate to the world. We delved into the ancient Japanese philosophy of Ikigai, which offers us a map to uncover our purpose in life, our reason for being, the magical intersection of what we love, what we do well, what the world needs, and what can sustain us. We saw how these two approaches, seemingly from different worlds, complement and strengthen each other. The 7 Ways to Be Happy by Ferry: love, admire, emancipate yourself, broaden your horizons,